if you want to do Taraweeh, I'm going to give you a few points, very, very important here, according to my experience. Yeah. Number one, as we said again, the intention is very important. Yeah. Leading Taraweeh, leading Taraweeh for the sake of the people to call you, MashaAllah, you are Imam of Taraweeh, MashaAllah alik. It's dangerous. You have to make our intention. The Taraweeh is ibadah, is act of worship. Any act of worship, you have to make your niyyah clear. You do in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's number one. Otherwise, the effort and the tiredness and all that thing you're doing is going to be haba'an manthuran, nothing. You're going to get a result. Wal'iyadu billah. May Allah save us from that. Number one, very, very important here then. When we leave the niyyah is number one. But another point which is very important, preparation, something is called ar-ruhi. It's spiritual. You know that. Your nafs need to prepare for Taraweeh. What do you need to do? As I said earlier, the ruh, you fix it, you clean it by the intention. You say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm going to lead the Taraweeh. And stand for that long standing to get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not for dunya, not for something else. Also, you make yourself humble, mutawadi'. You don't feel, I'm the Imam of the Masjid, khalas, like that. Wal'iyadu billah. No, you have to be humble, especially in your masjid, from your heart, that you lead in the people, the best of them. But Allah bestowed you this ni'mah. Whoever makes tawadu, Allah will raise him. Man tawada'a lillahi, rafahu Allah wa kama qala alayhi salam. The last one for the ruh, the spiritual preparation, is like you make dua. If shaitan comes to you, give you waswas, sometimes happens. You say to you, MashaAllah, you are the best. MashaAllah, your qira'ah is good. Allahumma barik feek. Ila akhiriha. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you from the showing off, to make easy for you, to be successful in the dunya and akhirah. Dua is the most powerful thing. It's very important. So that's the way, number one, you prepare yourself. That's the ruh. If you don't prepare yourself from ruhiyan, the spiritual way, that's it, you are khalas, you finished. The ruh need first to be prepared. Second one, as you have to be prepared as, knowledge way, ilm. What we're talking about the ilm here is, when you read in the Quran, you have to understand the Quran, the meaning of the Quran. Even if you don't understand the Quran, read the meaning the day before you lead the night. For example, you see Imam, he leads Salah, and he stops in wrong place when he goes to ruku'. Why? Because they don't know the meaning. Or maybe when they stand for the second rak'ah, they stand in the wrong place. Why? Because of the meaning. So you review, the juz or the hizb or the 2 rak'ah you're reading, not for memorization only. Memorization is up to you. It depends on your hifd. If you're strong, you don't need to review. If you are weak, you review. But the one very important here, ilmiyan, intellectual one, yes, is to look at the meaning and then plan also how you're going to stop, because you're not going to make mistake, inshallah. Also, is very important, your tajweed must be strong. Almost, alhamdulillah, that's we passed already, because you're not going to be hafiz unless your shaykh taught you everything. Yes? But still, you try your best to minimize your mistakes of the tajweed. Sometimes you could make mistake of tajweed. Minor one. We call al-lahn al-khafi. The hidden errors. No one can recognize except for the ulama. That one is, you can sometimes control. Even me, I could make it sometimes. You know what I mean? The other one is like, it's not something important, but for you it's good to look after your voice. How you look after your voice? By, number one, when you lead in your salah, is starting something we call warming up. Same thing when you're doing to the gym. You don't start with a loud qira'ah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'een. You're finishing yourself, khalas, that's it. Even if you are someone who's loud speech always, try to Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. Like that. That's number one. Number two, what you eat at home. No sambusa too much. It's not haram, but it's halal. But for you, you have to be careful. Something is going to give you that comes back to you. Yeah? Eat something not fried. Like, try your best. Even if you're having sambusa, one maybe. Not 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? What you eat is very important. Have some medication. I don't know medication, exactly medication, but let's say honey, lemon, ginger. These things helps your throat. Your voice. Yeah, it's like advice in general. So it's very important. So the other preparation is we call physical. Your body is ready for Taraweeh to stand long qira'ah. If you are a ta'ban person, when you finish your salah, you say, Allahu Akbar, my back is killing me, I'm finished, Allah. That's ready. So that means before Ramadan, even you have to do qiyam for yourself and prepare yourself for that standing. Although I think for myself, I don't know what I feel. When I'm standing reading the Quran, I don't feel tiredness because of maybe the qira'ah. And all the imam, I think like that, but I'm not sure. But still, you have to prepare physically. You have to be fit. Yes, even if you don't go to gym, do some gym, inshallah, labas. Yeah, some exercise. It's not during Ramadan, before Ramadan. Because during Ramadan, almost you're tired, khalas. Before Ramadan, you have to be. Same thing when you go to Hajj. Hajj, subhanallah, you have to be fit, wallahi. You can't do Hajj if you're not fit. You walk Mina and Jamarat, let's say from here to Stratham, or maybe further than that, and you come back. Those who went to Hajj, they know it. So same thing, you have to be ready physically, prepare yourself. Same thing, be healthy, inshallah. And the next preparation is what we call, is psychological way, like in your health, in your mental way, prepare yourself. Like for example, how can I give you an example? When you lead in the salah, you feel anxiety, you panic, you scare. All that thing happens, we know. But you have to get it off your mind. You say Allahu Akbar, and you tell yourself no one is behind you. That's one of the things you can do. But if with the time, inshallah, you're going to get used to. I'm talking about this advice, the people who's new to Taraweeh. I'm not talking about someone who's experienced. Experienced person is for them normal. But I'm talking about someone who's new to Taraweeh, and then how they're going to get rid of this anxiety, all that thing, that. Yeah? Because we know the reality. When you go there, you shake. But in the first few seconds, maybe you shake. After that's going to go. Especially when you hear behind you, Walad Dalin, Ameen. Then you feel shaking. But still, again, you have to say, no one is there. Khalas, let me see. I know some of my students, they say, Shaykh, when you are behind us, we feel a little bit more pressure. When you're not there, we feel better. Also, maybe similar like that. So, in your mental, you say, you know what? When I go there, khalas, I have to be there. Also, when you make mistake, for example, you don't panic also. Listen to the correction, take it, and go forward. Don't think, are you going to make another mistake? No, because if you think like that, khalas, you're gone. Whole your salah is mistake and after mistake after mistake. Yes, when you mistake, you say one mistake doesn't matter. Two, it doesn't matter. You make it like you have to belittling. You're saying, you know what? It's not a big thing. Khalas. And then you focus. Yes? It's mental way. Yeah, if you don't tell your mentality, like if you don't tell your mind this, you're not going to get rid of. You are shaky always. You're scared. And you make mistakes. Even sometimes the portion you read to someone, maybe your friend or your to Shaykh, 100% when you go there, maybe it's gone. Yeah, because of the pressure. The people behind you. Yes? The next point, which is very important also, you have to be like organized person. This especially is going to affect, one is going to affect the A'immah, and the other one is going to affect for the masjid. The A'immah, for example, let's say 2, 3 Imams, they are there. And it's not necessary to do like this, but it's good. You plan the portion of the Quran everybody reads. Yes? For example, but I'm not advertising now here, our Masjid Brixton. I lead, and my students they read with me, 3 of them. And maybe 4 or 5 now is going to come, inshallah. 6, it doesn't matter. But we plan, we make like a table. You say, this night, this person, this portion, and this person next this portion, and that person next this portion. Khalas. We know, but it doesn't mean if I don't know my portion, I can't lead. It's not like that. It's like plan ahead. It's something good. You have to organize. That organization is going to help you for you to give you less, stress. But for me as a teacher, if we read in that night 1 juz or 2 ajza or 3 ajza, I have to prepare myself for 3 ajza. Anything can happen. One of my students can get sick. One of the students can say, Shaykh, you know what? I can't go there today. I'm scared. So what I'm going to do? Shall I say I didn't prepare? No. You see the difference between the mu'allim and the student? Yeah, the student, they have to prepare. But the mu'allim always, they have to be ready always. Everything happens. It's like that. So the other one, the organization of the masjid, how they organize, fixing the mic, the speakers, is very important to prepare everything. For example, the first row, the A'immah, they will stand behind the Imam. If something happened, he can get up, someone put it, that if he makes mistake, they can correct. So all this about the masjid, but it's part of the Taraweeh. But for the A'immah, they have to prepare for their portion, and also they have to tell who's going to lead, let's say, Isha, who's going to lead Witr. See that? It's not Taraweeh only even. Isha who's going to lead? Who's going to lead Witr? So they have to choose and they have to organize. The next point, last point is a 2 point, inshallah, I will tell you, is how I can say this one. You have to, when you lead in the salah, you have to engage. You have to engage with your qira'ah. And that is going to, again, comes from the tafsir I told you. When you read in the Quran, you engage with the qira'ah. You have feeling, you have tadabbur. It's not necessary to cry, but even sometimes can happen. Yes? But if you engage and you feel, let's say you read ayatul adhab, and just you read an ayatul adhab as normal. This ayat adhab means punishment. An ayat of like rahmah, mercy, jannah, it's not same. When you read it, it's different. So that's what we're talking about, the engaging of the qira'ah and the engaging of the salah. And that's about the imam. And the imam, he affects the people definitely. If he engages, and he shows that engagement in the sake of Allah again. Yes? The people, they feel the qira'ah and they feel the salah and they enjoy bi'inillah al-bari. Last and not the least, this is going to affect only if there is a mu'allim, a teacher. If there's no a teacher and the 2 imams, they are same, they are equal to each other, I don't think so they're going to have evaluation. Evaluation is after salah, the mu'allim, he says to his students, you know what, today you did well, here and there you need to fix it. Yes, he can have meeting with them. It's not necessarily after Taraweeh, or could have after Taraweeh, or could be another day, or could be through phone, doesn't matter. So that is called evaluation. That is going to help the student to improve his qira'ah, to improve his, let's say for example, his ruku', his sujood was fast. You see that? You don't notice. I think for you don't feel it because you have pressure. Allahu Akbar, ruku', sujood. But you have to, when you finish the salah, the Shaykh tells you, you know what, you are good, mashallah, but the ruku' a little bit, make it longer. The qiyam, sami Allah, wait a little bit, sujood, again you stay. It's like that. These things. And also the salah, how he was reading, if he had mistake, like minor mistakes, that he doesn't need to correct him in the salah. For example, someone in the salah, he misses ghunnah. Do I need to correct him? If I correct him, he didn't confuse, he thinks something else. Yes? But after salah, I will say to him, do you miss this ghunnah? You have to be careful, inshallah, next time. Yes, exactly. So evaluation or reviewing the salah after the Taraweeh or after the Qiyam. But I told you this only affects if a Shaykh and his students lead in the Salah together. But if the two Imam, they could do between them if they want, but it's not necessary. Because sometimes there is shaitan is there in it. If the other Imam tells you you have this and that, you might think, he's jealous of me or whatever it is. Shaitan is there. But sometimes could be, an advice that's like coming from his heart. It depends the way you interpret. And shaitan is there, that's what I'm saying. Always, he tried to tells you negative. But may Allah save us from that, inshallah. To summarize, ikhwani. So I told you, Taraweeh is not easy. You have to be fit in everywhere. Fit in your hifd of Quran, fit physically, fit mentally, fit for your knowledge, ilm, fit for when you lead the salah to engage the salah, to engage the ayat. Yes, inshallah. And after that, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the tawfiq. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the ikhlas. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make easy for you. And then inshallah everything will be finishing in the right way.